Okay, so I'm doing a lot of cleaning today, and this white-westinghouse cooktop, took the knobs off because I'm cleaning everything real well, and I noticed that this burner here, I don't know if you're going to catch it, looks like it's cracked, something weird, so that's not good. I'm not sure exactly what is going on with that. So I'm assuming that burner needs to be replaced. I'm not sure what type of burner this is. We didn't put this cooktop in. This was came with the house. This obviously isn't original to the house because the house was built in 1968. So this, I would assume, is probably the second cooktop of the house. It's just set in here. I can push it up. I notice there's a lot of crumbs. But this is the white-westinghouse. The model number looks like right there, which is KP732JDMO. So this is 7.6 kilowatts and 5.7. I'm not sure what all that means. So, and it looks like to access those burners, there's some screws on the top. So, boy, that thing fits snug. Not sure exactly what I'm doing with this. And I'm not sure of the burner size either. Measuring across the top, it looks like, I don't know, something odd. I don't know if that's considered a 7-inch burner or an 8. I mean, if we go all the way out to this outer ring part here, which might be part of the burner, it's 8. I'm measuring this one here, and that one comes out to be pretty close to 6. So I don't know if that's, it must be an 8, I guess. That must be how they figure it. So and the rest of these don't look like that. They don't have any. They're greasy, but they're not. And I don't know. This is some sort of. This burner is always weird too when you use it. It's got this weird button in the center. Boy, that's all weird. It's all up like that. And the control is different. The control has number settings, unlike the rest of them that just say low, medium, high. You notice too, this burner will do a lot of like on and off cycling when you're using it, whereas this one here, if you set it to like a certain temperature, it stays at that temperature. It doesn't like fluctuate. So I don't know, I'm gonna do some research and see what I can find on replacement burners. I don't want to replace the whole cooktop. Okay, so after doing some research, there's a couple things I found out. First thing is, this is it's a white-westinghouse 30-inch cooktop, and the replacement, these are 8-inch burners, the bigger ones. The replacement 8-inch burner is about $200. It's a special order part. I don't even know if they can actually get it. It was off some website. I checked eBay, there wasn't any luck there. You can't just stick a normal burner in there because it's got these flat tops like that. So that's annoying, and it seems like a lot of money to be spending on a cooktop I found out that was built in 1987. So that's what, 30 years old? So it's probably time for a new one. I did some looking here on the computer at different things. This ain't going to show up. But I was looking on Menard's website just at cooktops. Nobody stocks cooktops, and that's a lot with appliances. Like, they got good prices on everything, but if I want to pick one up today and install it, that isn't going to happen. Nobody has it in stock. Best Buy, Sears, Menards, Lowe's, Home Depot, nobody has anything in stock. And I would even put in like a generic coiled unit. So the plan is, I guess, I'm just going to clean it up like I was going to anyway, like I was in the process of. If this burner stops working, I guess so be it. Looking at some of the new cooktops, the burners are much bigger. It's not an 8, it's either a 10 or a 12. So it's a much bigger burner, which would work good with our bigger pan, especially our cast pan. And then also, I wouldn't be able to just drop it in. I'd have to cut the opening much bigger according to the instructions on most of the new ones are much wider, and it's just that I would have enough room to get a 30-inch in here. We had the same issue with that when we replaced the oven, the wall oven. The factory one was like a 27, I think, or the one the house came with, and that was an original 68 model. And the new ones, they're a little bit wider. So this cooktop too is going to be, will be right out to the edge and all the way around. You'd have to open it up. And I read in the install directions that the 30-inch cooktop should be on, maybe not this one, but the new ones should be on a 40 amp breaker, which I know this is not. This is on a 30, and it should be on an 8 gauge wire, and this is on 10 because it's on 30 amps. So I'd have to do some rewiring as well. So that's not a very quick process. That would be like an all-day thing. So I might have to think about probably pulling wire at some point and get it at least up here so I can do the install, and then I'm going to need probably like a reciprocating saw or something like that to cut this countertop to get it a little bit wider for this to fit. So that's going to be a pretty big cooktop. So that's where we're at with that.